You're going to get the same answer you got from Helen. But I do swear to tell the truth.
Very well. Proceed, Counselor.
You are a member of the group known as the Haters, is that not true?
I don't like the label, but I'm honored to be counted as a child of God.
Do you know the defendant?
She is my brave sister in Christ, and she is my friend.
Now, you took great personal risk in coming here today, did you not, Mrs. Davis?
I will be killed for my beliefs, yes.
Objection, conjecture.
Sustained. Do you wish to proceed, Counselor?
She gave her life to be here. Don't let her die for nothing. Ask what's in your heart.
Mr. Kendrick, court is waiting.
Why didn't your God appear in court when called?
God is not commanded by the wills of men.
Ah, but Macaluso. He was here.
And God is right here.
But he could have defended himself. He could have saved his followers.
He could have come down from the cross, too, when they mocked him. His ways are not our ways. His resurrection...
Objection. The resurrection she's speaking of is a myth, a fairy tale, cannot be proven.
Try me.
Your Honor, the resurrection is indeed central to the Christian faith. If it never happened, then her entire belief falls apart.
Continue.
If it pleases the court, the defense has no more questions if the prosecution wishes to cross-examine the witness on the resurrection.
What says the prosecution?
Gladly, Your Honor. Mrs. Davis, you believe that over 2,000 years ago, someone named Jesus died on a cross and then rose from the dead 3 days later.
Yes.
An impossible task. Over 2,000 years ago, and you have proof.
Yes.
Really, concrete evidence. Not mythology or quotes from an old book.
Jesus of Nazareth is as established as any other man in history. If you decided to deny his existence, then you'd also have to deny the existence of Aristotle and Caesar and thousands of other historical figures.
I'm not questioning whether Jesus was a real man. I'm asking you to prove his resurrection.
How many eyewitnesses do you need for a conviction, Ms. Thorne?
1, Mrs. Davis?
How about 500? 500 documented accounts of people seeing him alive after his crucifixion.
When someone we love dies, we often think we see them everywhere.
500 respected people? People who of the time could have been challenged or persecuted for saying such things.
Respected people? I always heard the story was that the apostles were fishermen and tax collectors and drunks. Not pillars of society.
Yes, a group of men who ran away and denied Jesus when he was arrested, when they honestly believed that Jesus was the Messiah.
Kind of weak men to base an argument on, don't you think?
3 days after his crucifixion, these same men preached the very gospel that they had denied. They were mocked, tortured, and killed for their faith. If Christ did not rise, these men would never have been heard from again.
Ancient history. Ancient history, ladies and gentlemen. This is what the haters choose to believe in, some musty old book and fairy tales. What about modern data? Modern data for a modern courtroom.
Do you know who Simon Greenleaf is?
Yes, of course I do. He was the founder of the Harvard Graduate School of Law and one of the world's greatest authorities on evidence.
That's right. And he was asked to put Jesus and the resurrection to the test. He studied all the testimonies, reviewed all the facts, discarded everything that was inadmissible, and concluded that, based upon the evidence, the resurrection is as established as any event you can find in history.
Objection!
What are you objecting to? It's your cross.
I wonder what he would think of our Earth today. I have no further questions.
Thank God. This court is adjourned. Guard, escort Mrs. Davis off the stand. Counsel, in my chambers.